Supergiant.
I mean, for that we'll first have to do Hades to do Supergiant retrospective.
Oh yeah, we have to do Hades alag se.
Yeah,
I
because
mean,
that'll take
Hades,
its own thing,
but the thing is, then Hades, it's like I want to then talk about Hades too, which we can't.
which we'll do when it comes out. Yes.
Exactly, which is why I'm like, then Hades kinda feels weird because to talk about Hades 1 without talking about Hades 2 requires a level of restraint I've not yet achieved.
Valid.
Dionysus has like a fucking speedo.
I
He has
cannot.
a fucking tight ass banana hammock.
Oh,
That's the spoiler for today.
great. Uh, I can yap about Overlord.
Fuck, he started recording.
I
Fuck,
mean,
why did I have to say that after he started recording?
I ignore these things. It's fine. I'm just thinking out loud right now.
I don't. We will just look at shit. We'll go to wiki browse.
What the games like for like DBZ games, which are mostly like combat based and stuff, I would want to play them till I get the feel again. It's fun for a retrospective because then you can like play them in order and see how it improved or got worse.
I mean, yeah, I guess the thing is like I would not replay Boo's Fury and What's Its Face.
Oh, I would.
Because like that's too much work. But would I?
It's
I
not
could
a
go
long
to
game.
fighting games and just like kach it a little bit. Wait, remind me. Do you have Fighter Z, right?
Yeah.
Maybe one of our streams needs to just be you kicking my ass in Fighter Z.
Yeah. And honestly, for that one, I'm not gonna lie. That's exactly what I'll be doing. I had a phase when the game came out where I really learned how to play Vegeta, Android 16, and fuck, what was it? Bardock.
No, you know what we have to do then, right?
Yeah.
You have to play characters that aren't your mains, and I have to play your mains to maximize your frustration levels when I play them bad.
No. I'm playing Vegeta just because I enjoy him.
You're playing Vegeta because you're fucking obsessed with the little rat.
No, I'm obsessed with the entire franchise. That's different.
You're extra obsessed with Vegeta.
Honestly, what's funny is for some reason, anytime there's any Dragon Ball game involved, my best results are always on Bardock, weirdly. Which doesn't make sense
Very
because he
great.
isn't the
Who even
strongest character.
cares about Bardock?
No, that's what I'm saying. It's like, I'll play Bardock. And then for some reason, I play him better than I play Kid Buu. And it just works.
Why is I don't even understand why Bardock became so like the level of Bardock involvement in DBZ has gone too high.
Yeah,
Also,
no, a lot happened
for a
with
little bit, I did
Xenoverse.
think you were saying BoJack, and I'm like that's also like
No,
just
fuck that.
who cares about BoJack?
Yarr! I'm a space pirate.
I mean, yeah, but what about BoJack?
My point stands. We can
You
do
know what?
Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom.
Yeah, but again, I'm just you know what? Let's just talk about what we've been doing and do a bunch of bits. We could do some news. Is there any news?
Not yet.
The Silk Song date was announced, and because of that,
We've already like broken that shit down. Like
we didn't announce the date. We didn't talk about the date,
they
and
announced the
also
date like an hour after our recording.
they did. But then also like games have been delayed because of it.
That is very funny. I know. Uh, like what GTA did to AAA games, this is doing to like indie games.
I don't know. I
Search.
don't know what to do here, Tan.
Listen, I'm gonna name a couple of things. I can yap about them, and you can then also add in what you're doing and playing, and we can like kind of balance that out.
I mean,
Which,
we'll anyway start with what we've been playing. That's
but I don't have much to say on it because I just started playing yesterday.
okay. Yeah, cool, cool. We'll get to that. Okay.
But yeah, so I'm gonna go down. You tell me which one, okay? Uh, ooh. Devil May Cry. Uh, then Dragon's Dogma.
Mm,
Uh, Overlord. Mm, Shadow of the Colossus.
mm.
Then I'm just looking. I'm just looking. I don't want to do the From Software thing
Okay,
today.
okay.
That's too
Let's just
long.
look at from these four. I think
Alan Wake.
Devil's May Cry is a very interesting option. Um, Dragon's Dogma is the only one I know even a little bit about from watching some videos.
Interesting.
I know some bits about Dragon's Dogma 1 and 2 because I've seen the Monster Factory and I've seen a video essay about some things very specific and spoilery in Dragon's Dogma 2.
That's so funny. I thought that's the one you would know the least about out of the ones I
It's
said.
weird. It's things Assis knows is the most unpredictable
I was
category
like,
in
yeah,
the
for
world.
sure she's gonna know about Devil May Cry, but not Dragon's Dogma. That was
All I
my.
know about it is that there's Dante. That's all I
That's
know.
all. That's all you need to know.
That's
That's the
all I
game.
know. I don't even know what the genre of the fucking series is.
Hack and slash.
Okay, let's start the episode.
What are we doing? The
We're
pick.
doing Dragon's Dogma.
Oh, okay.
I've decided.
All right. Oh yeah, we are recording anyway, so yeah, we can just start.
I guess it's always hard to go into the introduction.
We'll keep that in. Hello, everyone.
Oh damn it!
Welcome to
No.
Unskippable Cutscene, the show where I, Tad, and Assis talk about all sorts of different gaming related things, and we yap about games that need yapping, some that don't need yapping. We yap regardless because that's what we do here.
Hi everybody, I'm Assis.
Yes. And I am Tan/Tanfighter. And Aziz is having a time, but we are
She's
here.
having a very bad time. Assis has all her technology failing on her. Um, but no, I am Assis. My pronouns are she, her. I am going to be doing probably less yapping today.
It's fine. As people have told me many times in my life, I can yap for more than one person.
That's like you're pregnant. Like you're
Sure.
yapping for two.
Pregante, yes, yes, yes.
Can u get pregante?
Pregante.
Will it hurt baby top of its head?
All right. Love that we're starting with other internet references more than anything.
What do you expect from me?
As you
So
just said, I
that
shouldn't.
have you been playing anything lately?
Yes, in fact. I started a game yesterday because after last recording, I got done with the Valhalla DLC for the most part. There's some like post DLC content to go fuck around within that, but my game kept crashing, so I got very annoyed and I downloaded a different one because there's a
Okay.
memory leak issue in that part of the game for some reason.
Oh, that's a memory leak issue in my head.
That's normal. And after that, I downloaded another game, which is the first Berserker Kazan,
Huh?
which is the exact reaction I was expecting.
What?
It is the
Wait. I'm
first Berserker Kazan.
the. How have I not heard of this game? And
This
why
was a
does it?
thing.
And why does it sound vaguely like that one character I played in Steve's Inevitable game during Pride?
What's funny is I am in a Curse Start game right now where I'm playing someone called Kazan.
I played Dazan.
There you go. But essentially, it is a you know anime art styled
Right, of course. of
Dark
course.
Souls.
Okay. Like, did you make it yourself? Like, did you just like feel your void and make it yourself?
Funnily enough, no. Uh, if anything, initially the thing that was keeping me away from the game was the art style because I wasn't down for it.
I would
Because it
like to point out, I did tell you that Strange Horticulture will be free on Epic,
and
and
I forgot to pick it up
you forgot you could
because
technically
I've had a week.
you have one more day. You can pick it up right
Oh,
now.
I might pick it up after this then.
I'm just saying you could have started playing Strange
I am
Horticulture.
aware, but again, I haven't gamed jack shit the past week except for yesterday.
Same.
So essentially, yeah, no, I grabbed the game, started playing it. Uh, very fun in the first sitting at the very least. Like I've only had one, like I think 5 6 hour session, and uh, a lot happened. But at the same time, I feel like I'm very early game and stuck on very stupid things right now. But essentially, the plot is we were the great General Khazan of some kingdom or whatever the fuck. And this one like thing existed called the Berserk Dragon, which obviously gives me a lot of mixed signals. Uh, us and our best friend, who was like a grand mage or some shit,
Right, of course.
we went and defeated this dragon. This all happens before the game starts in like a little like Star Wars text thing. And we defeated this dragon and we were heralded as heroes and ha ha ha, people love us. And suddenly the emperor branded us traitors, shipped our best friend off to get beheaded, and
As you do.
cut out our tendons and put us in a jail carriage and was shipping us somewhere. That's where the game starts, where we're like just fucking strung up and bleeding out. And
Oh, so you're finally awake.
essentially that, except the guards are just going like, you think he did it? Oh no. Uh, Shush, be quiet. Like just like people unsure, and like you're immediately like, oh, civil tensions are high. Uh, and then this weird fucking voice out of nowhere just starts going like, yes, good, good, a worthy vessel. And this weird crimson light flies around, causes an avalanche, kills all of these people.
Oh,
We crash land. The light flows into us and it goes, this is our shit now. We're healing these wounds. You can either get lost or work with us. And then this like collective of voices is just in our head and we're like dealing with it. And then they give us weapons and like, oh, you're in a hack and slash. But then you immediately go like, wait, I have a stamina bar. Hold on. Enemies take a quarter to half of my health bar. Uh, there is a block button that's used for parrying.
so you're a Warlock Barbarian, is what I'm hearing.
Yes, all of yesterday, I was on call with friends. I kept saying this is a warlock barb. So yes, I'm
That's...
glad you agree.
I know
Like
Dungeons and Dragons. I've played
it's
Dungeons and
true.
Dragons.
It's true. Some might even say right here, but you know.
Right here, right now. Bang. Who's gonna say like a dog tiger? Sorry, I misstate.
But yeah, essentially the game opens with that, and you're like kind of working your way through a level, killing enemies, getting through to the next area. It's very like they drop you in like a sandboxy region where there's like secret areas and shit like that. Very classic, almost like PS3 era game or PS2 era game. And you like get through all of that stuff, and then when you get like a mission clear, you go to a new area, and it's like linear but open ended in that like linearity. And basically, you get through the first thing, and then the voice is like, all right, bitch, time's up, essentially. And then you go in your mind palace and have like a Ichigo versus Zangetsu kind of a moment
Right.
where
Yes.
you're like fighting this fully Final Fantasy 14 looking motherfucker who's like switching between different weapons. And you fight that guy, you defeat him, and then he's like, so I am the Blade Phantom. We're a collective
Oh
of
damn
souls.
it! Really? Okay.
We're a collective of souls that live together, and we have been given this sole purpose to restore order to the netherworld.
Hey, we saw you from across the room and
Essentially, basically,
wanted to join our collective,
the king of the netherworld, for some reason, his name is Karen, like from the Greek mythos.
right? Right.
And he basically is like, oh, go fix this. And like they went out to fix it, but then they were like, oh, we don't have a body. Now we need a body of like a very powerful warrior or whatever the fuck. And they were like, oh, found him. This is our guy. And at that point, we officially become a
That's
warlock where
nice.
we basically make a pact where we're like, you know what? Fine. I'll help you do this garbage if you help me figure my shit out, essentially. And what our shit to figure out is, for some reason, Kazan's memories are all fucky wucky. And we're trying to like piece that together, while at the same time we're trying to get our like revenge, essentially. And the revenge quest is basically like, oh, this emperor we were all like so loyal to and shit just fucking cast us away, and like those fucking ministers who were like just power hungry, like just said that we betrayed him and he bought it for some reason.
I mean, that's how it goes.
Yeah, so it's like full like vengeance quest on that side. So I've only done like 2 levels right now. One was where we went into like this temple thing and did a bunch of stuff to like help this guy out. The other one was where I am at right now, where like you're going through the live part of the world. Like there's the mortal realm and the metaphysical shadow realm. And essentially the live part is all like people are getting fucked up and they're like, oh, who's gonna help us? The emperor isn't here yet, and we're like helping by proxy, I guess. But it's a weird situation. But story wise, that's all I know. Gameplay wise, however, very cool stuff they're doing. Where the first weapon you start with is dual blades, but it's a sword and an axe, which is fun
Hmm.
Barbie kind of a thing to do.
For
And
for clarification, that is barbarian and
yes,
not
not the
Barbie
Ken
as
and
in
Barbie one. Yes, yes, I thought
yes.
the same. Yes, yes, yes. And
And for our Australians out there, it's not barbecue.
yeah,
I'm gonna get cancelled for this.
it's gonna happen eventually. But yes, after that they give you a great sword. It works very much like the greatsword gameplay from Monster Hunter meets like a slightly quicker pace. It was a whole thing. And the third weapon is a spear, which conceptually looks pretty cool but hard to execute. So early game it felt very weak. So I'm like, okay, I'm not gonna use that for now. Uh, but beyond that, it's very like Souls. Like you kill enemies, you get like basically like souls. You have to like go to like these bonfires, which are like these cool floating sword things, and you cash your souls in, you level up. If you die, you lose them, all of that good stuff. uh on top of that, they also did like a Sekiro thing where you have skill points and there's like a skill tree. Now this is the part where it got like very wildly overwhelming initially, where it was like, okay, weapon skills, common skills. I'm like, okay, cool, got you. Great sword shows up. This is the great sword tree. I'm like, oh, okay, cool. Spear. Oh, this is the spear tree. I'm like, oh shit. Now I have 4 different skill trees to go through. And then randomly a thing will happen in the game. They're like, we have added this section to the skill menu. I'm like, huh?
I like skill trees,
I also enjoy skill
but
trees.
they are so confusing.
No, they just kept adding them. And sometimes they would add things to skill trees I already have. So I'd go back. I'm like, wait, when did this show up? And
That's interesting. That's interesting.
so that stuff was definitely a thing. Beyond that, it's you get different gear, different stats, different scalings. You do your min maxing however the fuck you want to. I ended up trying all of them briefly. I went with the great sword for like a little bit, and the great sword was going well, but I was playing this while my friend April was watching, and they kept pestering me into picking dual blades because they really like dual blades, which I get. I will say I found all 3 weapons cool,
Like dual blades.
but
I'm a fan of dual blades.
on on that request, I then respec and went dual blades. So now I'm playing a dual blades build. And after that, the fucking boss we ran into, I got stuck on for like so many tries, like 15 ish at least. And it was one of those things where phase one was just a spindly, spear wielding, like dragon lad, and he fucked my shit up for so long. And then I finally kill him, and apparently his phase two wasn't the phase two. He had a phase three, which was the actual phase two, because a cutscene played, and he grew like bigger arms and shit.
Ah, love phases.
And that fight I did better on is the thing.
Oh no, that happens. Sometimes the boss will just have a really fucked up middle phase, and
Yeah,
it's
like,
yeah.
and the problem is you have to do the whole thing if you die. So
Mm,
my entire thing became I have to get to that second phase with at least a heal or two left on me,
God,
which
it's
became a challenge. But I
it's
will say,
wild what game this is reminding me of, just in terms of a boss having phases.
which
Fucking Undertale.
that tracks.
Ah, anyway,
But yeah, no, I was stuck on that for a while. I will say though, stylistically, fucking cool. Like when the boss transforms, he does like a whole like 9 yards of different attacks and stuff. And then randomly, whenever he goes into his phase two of his phase two, the entire screen goes like film grain, low visibility, and you just see his kind of glowing eyes moving around like the arena very quickly. And he just comes lunging at you, and you have to parry it. Parries, by the way, very tight parry windows in this.
scared of parries. I'm not good at parrying in any video game.
I'm decent depending on what kind of a parry it is. Like,
Parry
I
the platypus.
exactly. Like, I remember when I played.
Exactly.
I remember when I played Dark Souls 1 and Bloodborne and stuff. I was good at parries. Dark Souls 3, I sucked at them for some reason. I don't get it. Uh, Sekiro, great at parries. And luckily, this has a very Sekiro kind of like rhythmic timing to all the attacks. So that was a nice thing for me for being able to parry stuff. But overall, it was still like a learning curve. Where I'm like, oh shit. Because I picked the expert difficulty because the hardcore difficulty is locked when you start the game. Because I was going to do that to myself because why
Of
not?
course you were. Of course you were.
Uh, so it was locked and it just says, oh, you have to beat the game on expert to unlock. I'm like, fuck you. I will say, game design wise,
Oh, computer's fucked.
oh, so welcome back. We had a little
Yeah.
bit of a hiccup of the technical variety, not the dragon training variety, but we are back.
Ah,
And as I was saying, Kazan, fun times, lots of like different gameplay elements there. Uh, the art seems really cool with the fucking thing I said where the boss just kind of disappears into a pair of eyes, then just kind of dashes around. You have to parry it and stuff. You basically keep going through like just these different warring state period areas, and I think it's a Korean studio that made the game, if I'm not wrong, which is another, fun thing. I haven't seen too many like double A or triple A like level games come out from Korean studios. So that's a very fun thing. I mean, MMOs aside, but yeah. Uh, but for now, like that's all I really have on Kazan because I need to play more than 5 hours. It seems.
fair
Who
enough.
knew? Uh, but yes, before I yap about the yappening, what are you up to?
I also have not played too many video games because of technology and its constant bane on me. Um, I had two gaming sessions, very much interrupted by my laptop's nonsense, but I gave in and reinstalled Darkest Dungeon,
Go on.
which to much applause from everyone.
I know many people who reinstall it. I still don't know
It's
a single friend who beat it, so I have no one to discuss the game with.
it's hard. I think like when I opened it up, I realized that what often happens to me with games I leave for a long time, I'm like, I've forgotten how half of this shit works. And
Yeah.
so I will just throw some low level goons in and go on a random mission to like refigure it out. Of course, I almost every time something happened, whatever, whatever. Then I'm like, okay, I vaguely remember, I know the mechanics, I can do this. I did like 3 or 4 dives. I think I only succeeded in one of them, if even that. No, I did succeed
Delves,
one
not
dive.
dives, but yes.
Yeah. What?
Delves. Because you dungeon delve.
Okay, nerd. I did like 4 dives. I succeeded once, and one time I did try to take like I had so at the point I had stopped, like I paused playing Darkest Dungeon. I believe one character at 5 or maybe even 6 or just at 5, and one more character just about to be 5 who did end up becoming 5 actually, and then a few 4s, a couple of 3s, bunch of 2s. um so for context, you have like various areas in Darkest Dungeon, and then you have the main Darkest Dungeon. But you have to be the Darkest Dungeon is at level 6 difficulty, which generally means all your people should be more than level 6, if not at least level 6. Can you go more
Yeah.
than level 6?
No, you
I
can.
don't. Okay, yeah. Um, and then there's a bunch of like, there's like 3 or 4 other areas which all get an assortment of delves you can go on. Many of which have specific missions of different types, and those range in level from well, I would say 1 to 5, but I've really only seen 1, 3, and 4. I don't see
Uh,
any twos.
I think that's correct. Length of
That's what it
dungeon. Yeah, no,
said.
that's correct. Because the way it works is they're divided between the color coding.
Yeah,
Two is
exactly.
basically if you want to take a risk, you can put a couple of threes and a two together and send them into like a mid-level dungeon, or you can have
Yeah,
twos clear a easy dungeon very quickly.
yeah, and I think the one I won, I definitely was a little bit over. Like I did go with some, and yeah, so I sent my stronger level characters into something because I'm like, fuck it, if I want to get to the actual Darkest Dungeon, I need to get these people doing stuff. Um, and they're all busy recovering from stress and diseases and all that shit at first. Because yeah, Darkest Dungeon has this almost very annoying mechanic where every time you go on a run with people, they're gonna accumulate a whole fuck ton of stress. Very often, at least one
Best
person will get
mechanic.
a disease. What?
That's the best mechanic. What are you talking about?
No, it's amazing. I find it annoying as fuck. I'm
Yeah.
bad at gaming. Dog behind me. Um, and yeah, so lots of stress. Usually, I think it's very difficult to avoid stress. Um, Often one disease, and then some bad traits, some that become really like pervasive. And yeah, if you're really unlucky, they'll hit the brink of their stress, and then there's this test that basically there's some factors determine whether the person like passes or fails the test. Most of them fail it and then get a really bad stress thing
But if
happening
they
to them.
pass it, oh,
If they pass
the
it, oh my
dopamine
god,
hit if they pass it.
it's
Oh,
lovely when they pass it.
dude,
But
I
yeah,
had a guy who was my like pinch hitter, dude. He was stressed. I'm like, okay, you know what, dude, go take some time off. Week passes, man got syphilis.
I think it happens. It happens.
Uh,
Sometimes you just get syphilis. So yeah, in between dungeon diving, delving, you are throwing your people into the bar and the church and the hospital, and you're helping them deal with stuff. And then they have traits which will be like, oh, this person can, this guy, he only drinks. This girl,
yeah.
she only fucks. This one will do anything but pray.
This one
Like,
dude will only self-flagellate.
yes, it's lovely. It's absolutely lovely, and it's a time, and then you have to like like try. There's a bunch of leveling up mechanics that rely on you getting resources.
Yo,
Um, I
base
I
building.
famously bad at doing that stuff. I think it's also that I got to the natural easy point where you can build stuff up, and then it's like you have to do higher level shit and succeed at it to be able to get the resources to actually build your base up, to get your character stronger.
Mhm.
It's horrifying. Um, but yeah, I went on a difficult ass delve, and at first I was actually not doing too bad, and then I just lost hope. I all my characters died. It was horrendous. Um, so now I'm back to like I think level twos and like one level three that I'm gonna try building up again. Part of me did consider just starting a new save.
Never do that.
I don't think
That's
I don't
that's
think
the
so.
fallacy everyone falls
That's the
into.
fallacy. I think with something like Darkest Dungeon, the whole point is that you start from the beginning without starting from the
My
beginning, right?
brother has started a fresh run 10 times.
Which is pointless,
Because he's
right?
like,
Because
oh, I haven't touched the game in a year. I'll just do a fresh run. He gets to the same point and leaves it then.
yeah, no, I do think the only way out is through with this, and I you really just have to spend time brute like getting characters up to like level five, and then brute forcing the harder dungeons with them. I'm sure there's a lot of the thing is okay. There is a level of planning required for these dungeons
Yes.
that I am not capable of. I think I think to actually succeed at this game, I would have to watch some guides, read some
We
guides
should
and
play
stuff.
it on the show.
I think actually you backseat gaming me playing this on the show would be over time. I think it would grow because like okay, just the provisions planning I don't think I do
Yeah.
great, but even just getting the right set of moves for people, and I
Mm.
I will say I enjoy figuring out optimal order of placement of people. I love the different classes of your goons. Like some of them are so the jesters amazing.
Oh, best. One of the best.
Jester really good. I like the dog one, the houndsman or whatever.
Houndmaster.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there's a bunch of classes that I like. There's at least two classes that I've not even attempted to try.
Which ones?
I could not name them for you offhand because again I had one session. I did a few runs. I didn't pay much attention, but I actually did try a class I'd never tried before in these few delves itself, which was the occultist,
Oh, I
and I was
love the
very
occultist.
surprised because I actually enjoyed it a
I
lot.
fucking love the
I,
occultist.
I was lucky I got like a level 2 occultist in the like weekly like
Yeah,
spread
yeah,
of new
yeah.
people. So I'm like, yeah, fuck it, he's going. Send this man on a mission.
A character who can heal basically an RNG amount of health is so funny to me. You build him crit, and then you have moments where he just heals for 50 and you're full health.
I love it. Also, the occultist, I think thematically is just a very tan character, so it's unsurprising.
Yeah, but I think my favorite is probably like vibes wise. I think Jester is my favorite.
Jester still
Actually,
my
no,
favorite.
no, no, no.
Anyway,
That Jester's my second favorite. My favorite is Plague Doctor. She's the best.
I haven't used a plague. I know I used a plague doctor very early when I played the game, and that was so long ago. I don't remember.
Yeah, no.
I
Plague
haven't used
Doctor
one
is my
recently.
favorite. Then Jester for sure.
I like the the really like goth lady with like some sort of I don't remember what she's called, like
Grave
Undertaker,
Robber.
Grave Digger, something like that. One of
Grave
those
Robber.
things. Grave Robber, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Anyway, we have way more. We will harp on Darkest Dungeon after we probably
I'll
record me playing it, and then we
yeah.
will do a proper episode if I ever manage to actually do the Darkest Dungeon.
I will ask you. Have you ever been to the Darkest Dungeon?
No, because all my characters are
Uh,
wimps and I'm scared.
I will give you a piece of advice. If you're prepping
Save
to
it.
go
Save
in,
it right now. Save it.
no,
We'll do
just
this on the playthrough.
one thing, because you're going to be doing this on your off time, not on the episode. If you're prepping
Okay.
characters and stuff, have 12 level 6 characters ready,
Do you know
not
how
more.
long that will
I
take?
know. Again, the way I beat this game was literally started a fresh file on a day, played a little bit. The next day was the start of a weekend. I sat down in the evening after like my like college, and I just sat there until the game was done.
Yeah, I don't have that kind of dedication.
No, that's fair. But
I
what I'm
do
saying
get
is like
hyperfixated, but I
that's
also get
what it
frustrated.
took for me to finally beat it. Where I'm
Let's
like, I'm
let's
just
see.
doing it.
Let's
I
see
I
how
do
much
it right
prep I
now.
manage to do.
Yeah.
Let's see if when we actually do stream it, I will actually be
Yes.
going down the darkest dungeon, or you're just gonna supervise me doing other bullshit on it.
Fair.
We'll see.
Do you
Anyway,
have the DLC?
no, I don't have the DLC.
Okay, okay.
The other game that I played was a very surprising, very random thing.
Okay.
Occasionally, I do go on itch.io and play like free browser games that people have released on it. Um, because I find some great gems which I then wishlist on Steam. Um, I found a game called Cult of Pin, and it
Cult
is
of
Cult of Pin,
Pin.
PIN,
Okay.
and it is what I've been dreaming of for a long time, which is a pinball roguelite
Oh
deck
my
builder.
god.
Here's the thing. Okay. Side preface, Zombie Roller Pinball Heroes is technically also kind of a pinball roguelite, but Zombie Roller Pinball Heroes is not. Uh, it's a bit of a departure from pinball in some ways. It's not. It's not. It's not. It's pseudo pinball. It has pinball mechanics. It's not pinball. This is pinball. It's a pinball roguelite. It has a nice like Eldritch theme, like you're fighting this on the one table that's available in the H version. You're fighting one like Eldritch boss monster, whatever.
Hmm.
Um, there are so how the powers and stuff like multi-ball and all that stuff work in this game is that there is so you will have the symbols. There is multi-ball and then there's like I think 3 or 4 elemental powers
All right.
and their symbols are lined up on the left side along with a series of other symbols. And my first 1 or 2 runs, I didn't understand what was going on
Okay.
until I realized each part of the map, the bumpers up top, the fucking saver buttons at the bottom, the hits on the left and right, all have that symbol, even the fucking ramps. And what you have to do is to activate those bonuses, you have to hit like the symbol that is next in order to progress on that bonus.
Makes sense.
And so you can actually get bonuses by going through those symbols and slightly like so it's a mixture of getting the bonuses and then trying to activate that phase's boss, which gets progressively harder. In
Yeah.
this demo there's just 6 phases. For the first few times I never got past phase 3. But there is a deck builder mechanic to the roguelikeness, which
Oh.
is that you get a little bit of currency at the end of every run. And you get a curse and a blessing at the end of every run. The curse is kind of just auto assigned, it's usually more boss health and stuff. And the blessing is pretty cool, you get a choice of 3. And then there's a shop that you can go to once a run with these things called glyphs,
All right.
which are essentially like your other like permanent power ups
Ah,
that you
currency.
that add to various things. So you can like so you can add like your so surprisingly you have like very durable savers at the bottom of the game of the screen,
Okay.
like to save you from left, right, and down. They're pretty durable. I still manage to like get shit wrecked sometimes, but they're
Hmm.
pretty durable. You have stuff that can give them a shield. You have what I really like. There's stuff that can take your power up sequences and cut them down to like 3 or 2,
Uh-huh.
which makes them activate much faster. And ultimately, I think what happened is that after a bit of trying, I got something that cut down my multi ball and one more thing down a bit. And at phase 3, I activated a multi ball along with fire and then later lightning. And essentially that's it. Then I had so much chaos happening on the screen that was I was activating the boss enemy in seconds, defeating the boss enemy in seconds, and then phase 4, 5, and 6 just coasted by because I just had constant multi-ball. Like I never went long without multi-ball. I lost a ball like twice in the middle of that, but by then I'd also managed to buy a couple of extra balls to last me the run. And yeah, I just got through it. The one danger of that situation was that because my balls are constantly on fire, this I'm realizing what sentence I just said.
No, keep going. I'm totally not typing these down.
God damn it, Dan. Because I was constant. I have many pinballs which are constantly on fire. So while they're damaging the bumpers on the enemies very fast, they're also damaging my sabers very fast. Um, big risk. Oh God, I have the Discord notification. Oh no. Anyway, I had a very nice session. I was doing this in the middle of talking TTRPGs with my friends. I do this IRL TTRPG GMs meetup to talk stuff. We try to do it every month. We
That's
don't do
fun.
it every month. Maybe you should come by sometime.
Is it in Delhi?
Of course. Don't doubt me. Like, yeah, of course. Um, I'll drag you guys here at some point. At some point, you guys won't be able to escape me dragging you down here. I had a friend had people coming in from Mumbai to like reunite and play D&D and stuff, and they managed to drag them also to the meet for a little bit. So you both will be dragged at some point. Um, in fact, I will drag everyone. I will make everyone come to Delhi and then get dragged here. Don't dox me. Um,
You
anyway,
said
yeah,
Delhi.
huh?
You just said Delhi. What do you mean
I know.
don't dox you?
I was telling myself. Uh, anyway, I had a very good time and immediately wishlisted it on Steam. And the
Nice.
previews of like the tables in the full version when it releases look really cool. And yeah, I'm excited for this game to release. Thank you to whoever made Cult of Pain. I'm sure I
We
can
can
find the
look
name
that
somewhere.
up.
Wait, it is by Open Page.
Kenny makes games
Kenny makes games. Thank you, Kenny, for making this game. I cannot wait for the release on Steam.
in those exact words.
The top comment is who are pinning their balls. And I agree.
Yes. Huh.
So what is our main topic today, Tan?
Uh, well, balls are constantly on fire. Now, that fire is lit by a dragon who has a dog for the second time.
I'm sorry, what does the dragon have?
Dogma nuts.
God damn it, I hate you.
But yes, we were, well, I was saying a bunch of names and I was watching Aziza's eyes kind of just glaze over. And the tiniest motive light was in the name Dragon's Dogma 2, meaning she knows at least something about that game. So I can yap about that one.
It's wild how I know about this. I have seen, of course, the McElroys play Dragon's Dogma 2 on Monster Factory, and then I saw a very enlightening video game. I found this video essayist called Design Doc, which is pun on just a design document as well as a design doctor.
Yeah.
They actually do some really cool stuff, and
Oh,
I think it. Okay, I could actually be wrong because I think I saw this video essayist around and I was watching the design doc essay. So it could be that this is not a design doc essay and it's someone else's essay and I watched it around the same time. But it was essentially about like twists in. No, it was an essay titled. Okay, spoilers. Spoiler warning. We are going to be talking Dragon's Dogma spoilers because this is
I
a
mean,
spoiler that I
we
know.
said this in episode 1. If we're talking about a story game, it's gonna happen.
It bears repeating. But the game was titled Games That Hide Their Own Sequels in Them.
Yeah.
And one of the things was Dragon's Dogma 2. So my references are a very polished video essay and two goofy goobers creating a good boy monster and running around saying very stupid shit.
That tracks.
It's the two wolves inside me.
Yeah. Well, for me, it was a very different experience. Mostly because the game got so much shit for its release because
The first one or
Dragons,
the second one?
the second one,
Yeah, yes.
because the first one also was like a kind of lukewarm game until like it got repackaged into the Dark Arisen with the DLC and the remaster and all of that stuff.
Should probably give like a brief summary of what the game is about.
We're getting there. I'm
Okay.
talking about pre the game, all of the
Be the
fuckery.
game. Sure.
Because our story begins before we get to the game in this case, where the original game got a lot of lukewarm like reactions to it. Both of the games are like full open world, like Japanese role-playing games with hack and slash, regular RPG, and very unique combat mechanics in them. And the first one got a very good response once it came out as Dragon's Dogma Dark Arisen, which was like the whole full package remaster thing. And that got a cult following. That shit is fantastic. Uh, After that, it was a many long awaited years after which they were like, oh, we have Dragon's Dogma 2 now. The game was immediately met with so much shit because there were a lot of optimization issues on the PC release. There were a lot of like just bugs and horrible performance, like benchmarks and stuff for the game to the point where it was just like unplayable. I played it during that
Of course you did.
because I didn't want to wait.
Uh huh. Uh
So
huh.
I locked my frames down to like I think 30 or 40 and I just played.
Oh, the horror. Not 30 frames per
No, no,
second.
no, no, no. You don't understand. I locked it at that. I never said it stayed at that. Anytime a creature larger than me was on screen, which is almost all of them, my frame rate would just get halved randomly. Not consistently, but
Yeah.
randomly. It was a very stuttery experience, but I didn't care. And I think that speaks volumes to how good the game is. I didn't care about how sluggish the performance felt. I was still having fun because the world puts you in such an immersive space, leaving you in this sandbox to explore. The game is in this world of its own, whose name I always forget. We don't worry about it. But essentially, yes, yes, yes. Thank you, thank you. But essentially, the world has a basic system in place, which is there is a dragon, and every dragon is accompanied by an arisen, and they are destined to fight and kill each other.
Grancis? Grancis?
That's why I forget the name. There you go.
Grancis.
Okay, Pokemon. Uh, Francis. You okay? That broke you.
Gosh.
Oh, but essentially, if the arisen kills the dragon, usually it's always like even in the first game, it's always met with like a level of a sacrifice or something they have to do. And if they kill the dragon and live, they become what is the sovereign ruler of the kingdom for like however long they're alive until a new cycle begins. Uh, like in the first game, there was a whole thing where the dragon essentially offers you a deal. You play as the arisen, like, and he's just like, you you can be ruler. You don't have to fight me. That's the deal. But you will be this limited ruler, and there'll be certain stipulations put on you, and
I
that's one of the
the
endings you can
dogma.
get. And obviously, like you cannot do that and then play the rest of the game. But like that's like a whole thing. And if the dragon wins, then it's like Age of Darkness. Everything's fucked up for like a cycle until a new arisen shows up to beat the dragon. And people can also just fail as an arisen and live, and then other people become arisen. And these people are just kind of, failed husks of people roaming around the world or whatever the fuck. And a big keynote thing about the arisen is that they have a huge scar across their chest because
As you do.
canonically, the dragon pokes you with a claw, rips your heart out, and eats it. And you are sustained by this pact essentially after that point. And the like marker is basically like, oh, wait, you're in a risen, and like everyone understands that in the world. Uh, this is met with the system which is known as the pawn system, which I find
Pawn system.
fantastic.
I from what little I know about the system, I love it.
It's so good. Like essentially, you when you do character creation, you make another character who is like your trusted confidant slash sidekick.
You get twice the monster for one the factory.
Yes. And essentially you get them, and they are in this world essentially designed to be fully subservient to the arisen. Like they will do whatever the arisen asks. We will help you, we will save the world, whatever it takes. And it creates this very fucked up world dynamic where the pawns are treated as less than people because of that, because they're like, that's not you're not real people, you're just puppets to be used by like arisen. And that comes into play across the story because the fucking prologue starts with you in like a prison slave camp where all of the prisoners are pawns that these people have somehow found a way to control without being the arisen. And they're using it as like a archaeological dig site or something, but like they're just kind of stuck here and they can't do anything about it. And before that, like the entire thing is, we were supposed to be the sovereign because we're the arisen, but then we basically get poisoned and drugged and like carted off to this place, and we're just like stuck here. And like the first thing is us basically trying to break out. And uh once we do break out and get back to the mainland, turns out everyone's saying like, oh, the arisen's been found, and like apparently some other fucker is already up in the castle being sovereign, like I will save the world or whatever, and has like taken your position. So you're trying to prove to people, no, wait, I'm the arisen, and no one believes you because a lot of people have been coming forward, and the new ruler has issued a decree that any pretenders must be brought in for treason and killed. So you're on the run
GMI.
while also proving your identity, essentially. It's a whole aspect of it. But then you meet your pawn there and they start helping you as well. And the system is so fucking cool because you can essentially have a party of four people. One of them is you, one of them is your pawn. The other two are pawns other players make.
Yes.
And it is done in such a unique fucking way where there are just like these little stones across the entire world. If you as a player had recently been at that stone, your pawn will show up to other players near that stone. And then there's some local, like centralized ones where all of them show up if you're searching for someone in particular. And you basically will go through whatever, like, because you can like pick different classes for them depending on what class you want to play. Like if I want to play, let's say, a mage, I might make my pawn like a tank. Or if I'm playing frontline, I might make them a healer, whatever the fuck. So it's always like you can nitpick and choose exactly what party comp you want by finding the right pawns. And that is in itself a cool thing. But then while you're traveling around, if these like people you've recruited see anything that the player that made them has done, like, oh, my player found a chest in this area, I can show you where it is, and then you can follow them and they'll show you where the chest is.
Oh, that's interesting.
Or like you just get a quest in this, you don't really get too much direction on how to do the quest or how to navigate it. If you have a pawn who's done that quest before, they just go like, I've done this before, you can follow me if you want, and they just lead you there. And sometimes if you, while doing all of this, like let's say you go to a dungeon you followed someone's pawn into, and I find like a chest there that let's say that player hadn't found, they'll even make comments like, oh, my master didn't find this, that's very interesting. And then they'll, when they go back, they can basically help their player then if they go back to that area, like, oh, by the way, in my travels I learned this. and they can like help the original player find shit when
Okay,
they're
that's
loaned out.
confusing. I
So essentially, like you got the first part, right?
Yeah, but you're not like it's not like real time, right? Like I
It
thought
is.
even if someone's played earlier, won't you just get their pawn like
Yeah. So it all of them are like level dependent. Like if someone's
ah
beaten the game, I won't get their pawn.
makes sense, makes sense. Okay,
Like
that's
yeah,
that's more complex than I
yeah.
understood it to be.
And if
Very
I'm like,
useful.
and just to make sure, like the game has like a life cycle beyond like release time. Capcom even put a bunch of like ready-made pawns in there in case like leveling gets too skewed. But essentially, yeah, like if I'm level 20, I'll find pawns in a certain range essentially. Uh, and on top of that, yeah, like just shit like if I help someone else's pawn with something, they can then help the original player. And usually whenever a pawn is like leaving or something, you have to it's like a whole like community thing. Like you can like give them, like if they're a good pawn, you can like give them like an item or something to take back to the master,
Oh,
and then that player gets the item, and you can send your pawn out on quest like, oh, my pawn needs to get this quest done to get like this level up or to get this like achievement or whatever the fuck. And if your pawn goes to someone and they see the question, help them, you can like send them like a little thing as a payment also. Like there's a whole system for that. That's very cool. And another fun detail which I'll elaborate on like in a bit is whenever like a combat or something happens and it ends, randomly your pawn or sometimes a different pawn will just hold up like a high five or a fist bump, and if you walk by them you can like kind of like reciprocate it, and they just say shit like hell yeah or whatever, like they appreciate it, right? uh
yeah.
this seems like just a fun little cool thing. This is immensely important to the gameplay mechanics because as all of this shit's happening, the biggest thing is your pawns can, or other people's also, whenever like basically they cross worlds, they can contract something called dragon sickness.
Yes.
This I'm sure you've seen on
I
videos.
have.
Yes.
It is like opposite Pokerus.
Yeah. uh, essentially, you if someone contracts this sickness, they don't tell you that they've done it. Like they mention it here or there, like, oh, it exists. But essentially, the corners of their eyes get red slowly. And it's very subtle to catch it. But all they tell you in the game is if you catch it, get rid of that pawn immediately.
Mm-hmm.
And it's very subtle because they're supposed to be subservient. So while combat's happening and you're giving commands to people, sometimes they won't listen to an order and you're like, wait, what the fuck? Or sometimes they'll listen to an order and they'll give you sass for it though, like, yeah, I'm doing it, like just like a little bit of like passive aggressiveness. They might stop high-fiving you, or whenever like a fight ends and you like stop running around, they'll just hold their head for a second like they have a headache, like very minor shit like
And
that.
you have to pay
You
attention,
have
otherwise
to watch
fuck.
your party like a hawk, like you're a
Love
real
it.
adventurer traveling with people. Like that's why the immersion's so good in this. Because
Yeah.
guess what? If you don't watch out for this shit, the dragon sickness will fully take over.
Uh-huh.
They turn into a giant dragon, fly up into the air,
Yes.
and nuke the vicinity.
Hell yes.
And when I say nuke, it's not just like, oh, oops, they killed you. They kill everything in that vicinity. So if you're, let's say, in a town resting, they'll kill all of the townsfolk, including shopkeepers,
Oh,
quest
that's
givers,
wild.
secrets,
How is
lore
that
people.
allowed?
I love that.
It's
And
sick.
these people cannot be brought back except for one item in the game, of which there is only one in quantity. And you have to do a whole thing to get it. So if this happens to you more than once somehow, you're just fucked. You can get one of them though. And to use that also, you have to basically go to like the mass graves after like this event happens and use what is called like an eternal wake stone, I think, and it's like an AoE resurrection for everyone. And yeah, no, that mechanic's insane. It never happened to me. I caught a bunch of pawns who were sick. I never let it happen to me. Uh, and if it happens to your own pawn, the only way to fix it is by killing them, by the way, which is a whole
Right.
thing, which sucks. You have to like pick them up and throw them in a river, essentially.
Oh.
And it's rough. But that's Dragon Sickness, and that's the pawn system. But yeah, beyond that, game progresses. You go through like different kingdoms trying to prove your innocence. It doesn't work here. Let's go to a different place. You're doing side quests. You're learning more things about the world. And I don't even need to get too much into that, on what every quest is. Essentially, the main thing is like the central kingdom that you start in. There was a coup happening with like a queen who was trying to like usurp the throne, prep it for her kid, and the kid was like, "No, I don't want this." Uh, and he kind of helps you, in fact, and all of that stuff happens eventually. Like you kind of get to yourself like stable in that place, and then you start moving to the other side to find out what's happening on the other end, because the prison you were in was in like a different kingdom. So you cross the border, go to another kingdom, which is like this whole desert landscape. Fun things are happening there. We go through a quest line there. uh During this, I did not fucking know in my first playthrough that there was a northern part of the map above the fucking starting kingdom where
Okay.
there is an elven kingdom. I found this way later in the game by accident, because you never have to go there the entire playthrough. There is no quest that will take you there, which is again a
That's wild.
fantastic about this
Yeah, that's
game.
fantastic.
Has such a sprawling map. If
I mean, we've
you
not even gotten to the other thing yet, which is like that
I'm getting
itself
there.
is so
I'm
wild
getting
to
there.
me.
The
Like,
secret thing, right?
yeah, the secret
Yeah,
thing.
yeah, we'll get there. That's a way later. But
Yeah, I
uh,
can imagine.
essentially, you can play through the entire game if you follow just like the objective marker to objective marker. You would have played like 20-30% of the content, if anything. Like like most
Yeah,
of your map will be like just a gray cloud. It's insane. Like you have to really just be like, oh, what's up here? Just go look at it. You might find loot that you've never seen. You might find like quest givers and shit. It's insane. uh
yeah,
the elven village you reach.
I have a tangent I can go on,
Hey, hey, hey.
which is just about games and exploration and maps and
I'm
games that let you explore and then have
There is
stuff
a reason I
on
want
the
to talk
side to
about
explore.
this
Like,
game.
I
I'm
love it.
telling you, it's amazing.
It's yeah. This sounds like there are bits and pieces about the Switch Zelda games that I really loved
Yeah,
along these lines, where
yeah.
there's stuff that nobody will tell you have to go to. I mean, by a point that okay, you have to take this many watch. You have to like open watchtowers to unlock the whole map.
Yep.
There is stuff that won't point you anywhere, and then you end up in the middle of a fucking poisonous swamp in a tower guarded by fucking vines, and like I love games
I
that
know which
reward
one
you
that
for
is.
going
Yeah.
out. Yeah, I love games that let you like have a bunch of stuff that means you need to go out of your way and look for shit and explore. I love it. Sorry, go on.
No, no, that's fine. Tangents are allowed here, as we have established.
I mean that's your name, right? First name Tan,
Exactly.
last
I
name
am
Jet.
allowed here, I think.
Yeah.
But yeah, you follow that line, and let's say I get to the Elven village. You can't speak to any NPC there. Well, you can.
Said it was a different language.
They speak Elvish.
Ah,
So
oh.
I got there. I like press the thing. Dialogue options are just like garbage text essentially.
It's just like
And I if I go to like the innkeeper there, because you travel far to get here. Yeah, it's just
I've been
alien to
working on
you.
my Animal Crossing voice.
I gathered. The innkeeper has the options. So I use my like memory to be like, oh yeah, I think the second option is hire a room or whatever the fuck like that. I did that to like use it, but you have to get a translator.
Okay, wait. I'm just thinking of the implications of this in real life, right? Let's say I fly to name a country,
Japan.
That's the one language I kind of know, Tan. Let's say I fly to Thailand, right?
Uh-huh.
And I go talk to someone and I wanna like get a room in their hotel. Now I am in my mind going, all hotel receptionists follow the same script. I wait till she gets to the right part, I count the number of words, and I'm like, yes, the
That's basically
implications
what
are
I did.
astounding. Um,
What was wild was when I tried to use a shop there, I couldn't read the description of the weapons.
yeah, no kidding.
It was just funny. But essentially, you have to get a translator, and the way you get that is pawns can all learn like a trade essentially. Some can become like logistics people who basically are constantly managing your backpack resources and stuff and like crafting stuff, organizing it. It helps a lot in that regard. The There's a couple that like help with navigation or treasure hunting, etc., etc. And one of them is Elven Translator. So usually people just
Specifically, Elvin.
yes.
Okay.
Uh, so usually people just hire someone else's player who has like a you know thing set up, and once you have them in your party, you can just talk normally, and then it was fine. But it was just wild that I had to do that,
Yeah.
and that's the other thing. Like that's when I get into like the travel mechanic because every time you step out of like a safe location, like a town or a city, it's very much like, oh, I am an adventurer in this world because I have to prep and plan for it. Like I have to be like, okay, this thing is probably a couple days away. I'm gonna need food for this many days. We're gonna need some potions.
Oh,
Uh,
hate that.
our backpacks are gonna get heavy, so we need one strength guy to be like our mule to carry this shit. It'll be nighttime at a couple of places. We're gonna need to set up camp. You carry the tents. We'll need lantern oil. Uh, like you have to do all of like that very like nitty gritty like shit, but in like a way, I think the game did a very good job of not making it overly complicated.
Good, because this sounds like my
Exactly. Like
worst nightmare.
if I heard this, I'd be like, bro, no. I don't want to do that. But the way they make you do it, you get into that loop almost, like you're just like, yeah, okay, we still have, oh yeah, I killed that guy, right? Yeah, I have his meat, it's good for like 2 weeks.
I have his
Yes,
meat.
yes. uh so you dry it some meat, you keep a couple of like fruits and stuff like as like dried preserved like resin fruit and whatnot, and you plan everything and then you set off. And very much like in a almost like a D&D-esque scene, whenever you take damage, let's say I take like 30 damage, my max health goes down by like 5.
Oh,
So your health, basically that's like depicting you taking fatigue over time.
right. Makes sense.
So whenever you're taking big hits and stuff, your max health goes down a little, and essentially it sets you up in a way that if you keep pushing yourself, you will reach a point where you're either just getting one shot over and over, you need to rest. Because at night, horrible monsters start coming out, things change, and it's
Oh,
very dark. So
survival game.
you travel through the world, you do a bunch of shit, and I'm like, oh wait, the sun is setting, we need to find a campfire, hold on. We look around for like a safe spot to camp, we set it up. Depending on the location you're in, you have to use different kinds of tents, otherwise you'll get ambushed or your tent can break.
Yeah, okay, yeah. All my memories of Minecraft and Don't Starve Together and all that shit is.
And then, dude, you set up camp, everyone's chilling, you have to cook your food. And they learned from Monster Hunter, I'm telling you. The food looks so good. They use like the photorealistic, real photos
Oh,
meet CGI thing,
mm,
and it just looks fantastic. And you cook the food, you get a bunch of buffs. So you ideally want to travel out until night, and in the morning you're at like your objective. So you do everything, you get the buffs from the food next morning, and you fucking run in. And that loop where I just was constantly like immersed in the adventure of it was so intoxicating. I was just doing that for like 50 hours. I ended up going through the whole map just because I was enjoying running around exploring. And there's like so much shit that happened, but like beyond the northern part, like I'll get back, I'll loop back to that as we keep going across different places. You go to the next area, you do a bunch of shit there, you learn about plot happening, which is all like they're trying to find a man-made way to get past the cycle of ages, blah blah blah. The dragon is still out there, is doing shit. There's also other smaller dragons around you can kill. They're also kind of called to you. Like there's one like main big dragon that's
Uh-huh.
somewhere. We don't see him for most of the game. He's constantly just like kind of taunting us through
It's because
visions
of the
and
dogma.
voices. Was that?
It's because of the dogma.
Yeah, it is. Because the whole thing is the dragon knows, and that's where the fourth wall really starts kind of peeling, where the dragon straight up says shit like, "Oh, you're too low level right now. Grow,
Uh-huh.
get stronger, so we can have a fight."
Yeah, that's
And
his dogma.
yeah, it says dogma, and you're like, "Huh? But you can kill me right now." He's like, "No, no, 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 we don't do that. That's not good narrative." And it's not even like a plot hole because the game addresses it, and it's like, what? And you're just having that kind of a thought in the back of your head while exploring this world, finding out like all of these things. You learn about like this ancient sword you got like early in the game, which is like this crumpled garbage piece of a sword. And while doing side quests and stuff, you eventually get to a main quest and you end up in like a underground temple thing where you learn about previous kings and other arisen and what they did and stuff like that. And they had essentially this colossus, like a full ass 80
Okay.
foot tall colossal metallic monstrosity thing that exists.
I don't.
uh, but so that exists, and you're like, wait, so do we use that? And they're like, no, the bad guys are planning to use that. We're like, oh,
The
okay.
the fake arisen?
The fake Arisen and his party of adventurers or whatever.
Right.
But essentially, we put a stop to the fake Arisen well enough. Uh, at least initially, but what we learn is why was he able to convince people he was arisen, and that was the same thing we found at that prison camp, which was he was commanding pawns, and we're like, how? And then we slowly find out he found these like old crystals and shit and made like a device, or like he was given a device, almost like a puppet, to be like, you can use this to basically be an arisen.
Huh.
And
It's like
that put our pawn in jeopardy.
you know what? No, not gonna make the Weeb reference.
Uh-huh.
Not gonna
Agias.
do it. No, okay. No, because I think that the artificial chaos was a very one-time thing and whatever. I was thinking Fairy Tail and the Dragon Slayers and the
Yes,
artificial Dragon
that,
Slayers made using the
that,
things.
that.
Yeah,
Uh,
such as your favorite boy.
not, I mean, yeah, he's up there. But yeah.
I'm just if you mention a character enough for me or use it in your fucking games, I'm gonna consider that your favorite character in a show.
Just cause Laxus is in Dark Waters.
Yes, that's all it takes.
That's okay. That's a different conversation. But all this plot shit's happening. I'm forgetting. It's been a while. I think there's a point when you confront this dude and you're like, "Oh, we have like our defenses set up. We can deal with this guy now." And then he's just like, "Nope," and he mind controls your pawn for a bit, and your
Love it.
pawn's having an identity crisis because of that. And when you finally save them, they're just like, I have failed. I'm so sorry." I'm like, "Hey, bro, chill." uh, like all of that shit happens. There's also very weirdly, there's romance options in this,
Interesting.
but like not very well fleshed out. They're kind of just there.
I have many questions.
There's this one like fishing village where a girl who helped you a while ago shows up there, and then you help her there again, like help against her power and all that, and then she kind of just hangs out there. And if you just go give her a few gifts every now and then, she eventually like adds another quest for you, and if you do that quest, then you get like a cutscene where you're sitting by the fire and having like nice romantic times and whatever the fuck, and that's it.
And where's your pawn?
Uh, like in the distance.
Just watching? That's my question. My question is, if you're having a romance, do your pawns watch?
They don't have to.
Also, are they gender locked? Is other romances gender locked?
No, no, no.
Very good.
I was playing a female character, and both of the only two romances in the game, as far as I know, are both women also. So
Hell yeah, good job, Travis
I
Dogma.
romance both of them.
Of course you did.
Because apparently I can do that. I'm like, okay.
Yeah, great. There's Yuri and polyamory. Sign me the fuck up.
And yeah, the other one is like this hot.
And your pawns get to watch. There's exhibitionism as well.
Sure. I mean, that's more voyeur. So anyway,
No, it's voyeurism on the pawn side. It's exhibition
yes.
on your side.
That's how we know we're talking about Dragon's Dogma. Yeah. But yeah, so all of that's happening in the plot. Uh, that also reminds me to touch upon the other mechanical thing, which is they really learned a lot from Monster Hunter besides the cooking as well. Almost every weapon I used, other than like the magic stuff, had such a clear like tell that they use some animations from Monster Hunter. Like
Okay.
the great swords and heavy weapons basically work like the Monster Hunter greatsword, but with more pizzazz. The dual blades are the same, literally.
I love
The bow
dual
also had a lot of similar stuff, which is all great, is the thing. Because Monster Hunter has fantastic gameplay. I am glad they took pieces of that. My only thing is they kind of limited how many skills and stuff you can use in comparison to the first game. But it was very dynamic and quick gameplay. And because whenever there's big enemies and stuff, you have to be very creative, right? Like, oh, there's a Cyclops. I need to hit it in the eye. And if I'm a melee guy, I have to like climb up onto its back, like by either making it lose balance and fall down, or like sneaking up or whatever, get on top of its head and just stab the shit out of the head. And like that is how you beat that Cyclops. If I'm fighting a Minotaur, I want to break his horns. Like very like simple shit, but the fact that you need to do that to get like the advantage is a very cool detail. And like even with dragons and stuff, like there are certain weak spots and strong spots, stuff like that. And you have to like equip these skills in like however the fuck you're using them, which is also a very cool thing they did, which is whatever you're using is what you level, because you can change classes whenever you want. But if I'm playing, let's say, fighter, whenever I'm playing fighter, I'm leveling up fighter. If I switch over to mage right now, I'll still be a level 1 mage, but I can level all of them technically.
That's most JRPGs.
Yeah.
And also nobody saves the world, oddly enough.
Deep pull.
I need to finish that game at some point. It's so fun.
Fair. But after that, you get specialty classes where like the fighter transitions into the warrior, which is like
I'm sorry, the fighter does what?
I'm telling you, the game's crazy. You love it.
The fighter does what?
And they become a warrior, which is like a full berserker, heavy arm kind of guy. And
I love class upgrading.
Regular mages who have like healing and some like basic like spells and stuff can go into sorcerer, which are all AoE nukes and stuff. Yes, archers can become a mystic archer, which is one of the most busted classes in that game and the most satisfying to play. Imagine having a bow.
I need to pick back Fire Emblem. I need to go back to Fire Emblem. My Switch is calling me. I need to reclass my characters.
No.
3 houses, come to me.
3 houses. I still have to play 3 houses.
Oh my god. I'm almost done. I'm almost finished with my 3rd run, but I never finished my 1st run. So I'm like at my 2nd complete run is gonna be complete soon, and then I will go back to my original run and somehow complete that, and then I will have just 1 run left to do.
Fair. I will eventually get it somewhere and play it, because I do enjoy that kind of a game. I played all the Valkyria Chronicles for that reason. But yeah, back, going back to Dragon's Dogma, yeah, like class upgrades and stuff happen. The Mystic Archer is insane. Imagine just having like a bow and stuff, because like the archer is also kind of cool, but I didn't like it a lot. This version though is you get like this targeting reticle, and wherever you like
Okay.
hover it, like one of the skills lets you do this. You just hover it, and like it just like starts filling that area up with like cold shots, and then you release it like a fucking shotgun of lightning arrows, like, and 100 arrows fly out.
Like an Overwatch Ultimate, maybe. I'm just making all the references today.
Yes, but imagine if that's your basic ability.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Wild.
Like insanely high DPS. I'm like, this is amazing. Why don't people just do this?
Yeah.
And then I found a secret class.
Huh.
You have to go to a specific place on the map at a specific time to get a quest. If you do that quest, you'll meet a dude. If you get that dude, three specific kinds of booze that he asks for.
Okay.
He's like, so here's the deal. I used to be in a risen and I failed. I've kind of just been chilling here, and like it's like a hot springs. I've just been chilling here and hiding in disgrace. But I've been alive for a while, so I can give you, tips and tricks and whatever the fuck. And he teaches you the Wayfarer class.
I love. I I feel like we could do a whole episode at some point on class systems in video games,
Hell yeah.
but the hidden class that you can find by doing things is I love it. I love it so much. There is this game that I play with some friends called For the King
I
and For
love
the
For the
King
King.
2. Of course you do. And there are classes that
Yeah.
you can only unlock if you end up doing specific quests. They're not as hidden, but yeah, it's literally like
Yeah, you
I,
have to
I
go out of
remember
your
being
way.
like, yeah, I had to go out of my way, somehow end up fighting a fucking Yeti, and we got a monk out of it. Like, we got a really cool monk out of it.
Hell yeah.
Like, yeah.
But yeah, no. The Wayfarer's deal, by the way, is you can use skills from any class
Ah, okay.
except for ultimates.
Okay.
So you be jack of all trades kind of a deal. Like you don't get their ults, but you get everything else. But then it becomes dependent on how well have you been leveling your other classes, because you only have access to what you have access to. So
Oh,
I
interesting.
learned this. I'm like, this is cool. I then went and played every class up to like level 5.
Uh-huh.
So I
And
get
then
all of
just
the base skills.
Wayfarer your whole thing out.
Then I switched to Wayfarer. I went Greatsword, 2 skills, and uh, Bow, 2 skills. And like basically, like while you're fighting, you can just keep switching weapons and skill modes essentially. So Mystic Bow and Greatsword. So I was just like, if anything gets close, I'm chonking them on the head. Otherwise, I just have like a minigun archer build happening, and it was
Love that.
amazing.
Absolutely love that.
I loved it. It was such a good payoff for just being like, I like multi-classing. And they're like, here is every multi-class.
Just the multi-class. The
Literally.
multiest of class.
Uh, then, other than that, before we get to the secret thing, 3 last things to touch up on, other than like the big story stuff. One, I did not know there were Medusas in the game, but other than like in the prologue itself, but like I never ran into one after that. And then I was just in the woods, or like Gorgons, I think, in that, yeah. But like they're basically made like Medusa. But I was just in the woods and I saw like a sign that said like, or like a note that said like turn back, run. And I'm like, well, I gotta check this out. And
Yeah.
you start walking through the path, and I just start seeing like bodies on the ground, and I'm like, what the fuck? And I go closer, they're all made of stone. And
Yeah.
I'm like, huh. And I kept walking. And then I went into this cave, and inside the cave, there's just like a big abandoned temple, and she's just kind of chilling there. And I'm like, I guess we're doing this. And then, I fucking fought her. You get like the Gorgon head as loot. There is a mechanic. the like the fresher the head is, the more potent it is. And the
The
way,
pressure, the head.
yes, the way that works is if you can decapitate the creature at as high of a health as possible. So the trick of that is you have to climb up to the face at the start of the fight and just attack only the head until it gets chopped off, and you get like fresh enough, whatever. If and there is an achievement, I didn't get it because I was too, like, it was too much work to get like a gorgon head. Go to another gorgon and use it to like petrify her.
Yeah, sounds lovely.
Yeah. You can also find a shield underneath the castle, which is designed to like deflect back a gorgon. Very classic Greek myth style.
Of course, yeah.
So, uh, just the fact that that exists was great. Second thing, the Sphinx quest. Oh my god.
Okay, Dan, I need to interrupt you to give you an update from the support chat,
Oh,
which is that Adi had agreed to go on a call with this person.
okay.
And like the other core DMs of the, because apparently there's like 3 tables with different DMs, whatever.
Okay.
Adi thought it was a call for like to talk to them. They want, what it turned out is that it was actually a call to RP with Adi. Just like they were
No.
trying to RP with Void. Ah, I love
Mm,
this.
hold on. Now I need to also look at what's been
I,
happening.
there's a lot of messages. I just did a quick skim.
Mm,
And now people are talking about RPing and stuff because of course they are. Like lit RP and all because Anna's involved. So yeah.
mm. Yeah, no. Fuck that.
Fuck that.
Yes.
Anyway,
Anyway,
back to the topic.
back to this. Uh, the Sphinx quest.
The Sphinx Quest.
Have you seen anything about this?
I have not.
First of all, you should just look her up. She is creepy and like not like an image. Look up like the cutscene later, okay?
Not
Because
an.
the way she moves is so creepy.
Is she hot or is she not?
I'll leave that up to you.
Oh, that's. Oh my god. I'm definitely towing the line of creepy and hot.
Yeah, so watch the cutscene later. It is a vibe, and it's like, what the fuck have I walked into? And the way you find out is there's an old mural in the city. A guy's just like, oh, there's a sphinx up in these mountains. And you're like, huh, okay, weirdo. And then I like walked away. I was exploring the map. It's not a quest that shows up or anything. That just happened. I was like, okay, whatever. I was just exploring the map, and then I was in the mountains at some point, and I'm like, hold on, mist, stone plinths. Wait, wasn't this fucker? Wasn't someone talking about this? And
Oh, I
then
love
I
that.
kept walking, and I'm like, oh, and she was just there,
And she was just there.
and you can attack her. If you attack her, it's a very difficult fight that immediately starts. But within a few seconds, she's like pissed at you, like, how disappointing. And she just fucks off and flies away. You never see her in the game.
And if you
If you
don't attack her, do you have to answer a riddle?
Yes.
Of course you do.
So you every riddle shows up as a quest that you have to do, and it's convoluted in its own way.
Oh.
Like you go
Mm.
into a cave, like find this one specific thing, and it was essentially like right as you enter, it's above your head. You don't have to go through the whole fucking dungeon.
Love that.
Like that kind of shit. There's one where it's like, here is this very fragile vase.
Mhm.
Take this to this person. This person is on the other side of the world.
Let me guess, there's no fast travel, considering
So
everything you've described so
so
far.
getting to that, there is fast travel. Fast travels are consumables,
Uh-huh.
rare ones. That is another reason that caused the game a lot of backlash, which was the microtransactions, right?
Oh
Which
no.
so I have a very unique take on this, hot take, if you will, which is it's a single player game. They put in microtransactions for like currency and camp supplies and stuff like that.
Mm.
Because it's a single player game, just don't fucking buy them.
I mean that
It's not a pay
true.
to win against other players. You're just playing the game.
I simply just don't buy microtransactions
No,
in any
exactly. Like,
game. But
no,
like,
one
yeah,
thing is like, no need to complain. Like, just don't do it. Like,
it's
because
still annoying as fuck that it exists. But yeah, don't
yeah,
do
but
it.
like
Just
they're not
don't
paywalling
fucking do it.
anything. They're not making the game impossibly hard without them or anything like that.
Yeah.
Like, it wasn't predatory in any way, right? That's why I
I
was
mean,
like,
apart from the just inherent predatory nature of including it
yes.
at all.
But also, it's only there on like I think the Steam store, not in the game itself, which is a nice thing. I could be
Oh yeah,
wrong
that.
about that though.
Hmm.
Uh, but essentially, fast travels are like this whole thing where certain cities have like points you can teleport to.
Hmm.
Other than that, you can get a limited amount, I think two or three in the whole game, of these portable ones where you can just set them up in different places that you might visit. Uh,
Ah, yeah.
but essentially, you have to like pick this thing up and carry it all the way to like this person on like the other end, and you're like, what? And the trick is set up a remote thing, pick it up, teleport, and then quickly teleport back with it because you have to bring a thing back,
Ah,
which is
yeah, yeah.
also a fragile thing. So you do that and you come back, and similarly, you have to find a person and bring it also, which they use as a Devil May Cry reference because the person you have to find is always either Dante or Virgil. Like the NPC's name is
Yeah,
either Dante
yeah.
or Virgil.
Okay, yeah.
You find them, you teleport back, and you have like limited time for all of these things. And it's always like you have to outsmart her essentially. And you do it 5 times, she disappears, she shows up again in a different location with 5 more riddles. There's 5 chests behind her, by the way. Every chest you open is per riddle, essentially. You pick one reward each. Uh, for the next one, harder riddles, more bullshit, all of that. You get through it. I won't spoil the riddles for you. You get through all of it. And on one of them, you get this thing called the arrow of something. It's like a very specific arrow you get. Now, behind these row of chests on this like second round, there is an even bigger, grander looking chest behind her.
Okay.
And you're like, interesting. So, you do all of the riddles. If you just do all of the riddles, she'll be like, good job. I am proud of you. She'll pick up the big chest and she'll just fly away and never come back.
Yeah, at least she's proud of me.
Yeah. Now, what you need to do is you need to either be an archer or a wayfarer and equip a
Uh-huh.
bow
Uh-huh.
and equip that arrow.
The one
Because
she gave you.
yes, because that is her giving us a hint. Because the arrow says it is whatever it shoots, it is like a one hit kill kind of a thing.
Oh.
The game saves immediately after firing this arrow.
Oh.
And as I told you, you can't fight her because she disappears in a few seconds. So
Oh no.
what it's this quick thing you have to do. You have to open the last chest, turn around to her, hit her once to engage the fight, and then immediately as she's like gearing up, load up this big arrow and shoot it. She goes poof for a second and then returns in like a spectral form and looks at you very proudly and goes like, you're the first person who has figured this shit out.
Oh my god.
Very, very well done. Leaves you with the big chest. The big chest has the eternal wake stone, which is used to undo the dragon sickness damage. It's the only one in the game.
Shit. That's fucked up. That's
But it's
fucked up and brilliant.
amazing. And all
Yeah.
of this optional, you have to find it.
Of course, yeah.
And yeah, after that, last thing is like a very cool section right before like you enter the end game, which is where you get to the secret stuff.
We need to talk about the secret
But
stuff.
we're right there.
I'm dying.
It is a long run through of like the entire kingdom where this colossus they keep talking about finally fucking shows up.
Does it
And
have a shadow?
allegedly. We'll talk about my favorite game eventually, one of my favorite games. But yes, uh, but you basically have to stop this thing from reaching the end point. And the more things it crosses, because it's so big, it's like damaging the map around it. That damage stays permanent.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And the strat again here is you have to find another special arrow, shoot it immediately. It doesn't die from that, but it drops its weapon, which very heavily slows it down. You do that, and then you just spend the entire time like breaking it down. It's a very cool set piece where you're going through the entire map trying to stop the siege from happening. And all of that happens. Great. After that, all that's left, prepare yourself. Time to fight a dragon, right? The
Time
main
to
one.
fight the dragon.
Now we come to fun things.
Fun
So
thing.
you could just go fight this dragon. And when you show up there, the dragon will be holding one of your romantic interests in his hand. And he will tell you, if you sacrifice this person to me, you can walk away right now. I'll allow it. You win. Or we can do this. And those are two endings right there, right? But then you obviously would choose to fight it. Like there's other fucking fake lads there. You have to first fight your way through them. Then you fight the dragon. It's a fun fight. You fight the lad through the entire thing. He's kind of randomly starts monologuing, which you would expect a villain to do, sure. But this guy starts monologuing about storytelling, and you're like, huh?
Okay. Okay.
And eventually, like after a little bit of a thing, oh wait, yeah, first you start flying down. Yes. You start flying with him, like on his back. And that's where the monologue starts, and he's just like saying shit while you're flying to your destination of your battle, like of your final battle.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's very much like mutual respect at that point. Yeah, yeah, we're doing this. And he's just going on and on about like how, don't you understand, this is a cycle, this is our story, this is your purpose and mine is to oppose you, and whatever happens happens, but it is my role in this world and this story to be this monster, as it
Uh-huh.
is yours to try to slay me. And that will not change, that cannot change, because our entire world depends on this system to exist.
Of course. Yeah.
Because if this doesn't exist, then the world system of rulership and it working as a whole just breaks apart immediately. You need to understand that my evil needs to exist so that your world can exist, etc., etc. That whole thing happens. You show up there, you have a fight, great.
You kill the dragon, you get end
You
credits, right?
you killed a dragon, you show up at the kingdom, they crown you as the new sovereign, everything is fixed, people are clapping, there's a celebration, credits roll, and you're just in the
Credits
throne
roll.
room, you can kind of run around. Now, you will see if you're running around this throne room. You don't need to get to this throne room. You can do it initially as well before even doing the boss fight. But in this throne room, you will see this one spectral ghost figure who has been there since the start of the game, who's basically been like kind of like a guiding thing for you in main quest where like, oh, go here. Oh, the secret of the world is here. That kind of a guy.
Yeah.
And he just like looks at you and goes like, oh, you did it. Wouldn't you like to know how else this shit could go down or something like that, almost like offering you like a different ending thing.
Uh-huh.
And if you accept it, you go back in time to the start of the fight again. Now, for most playthroughs, this will play out the exact same way, and that's it. However, before the fight, before the whole Colossus thing happens, that old rusty sword I talked about, there is a guy like a enchanter dude you finally get under your command, who tells you that it's a very powerful sword. It's like this ancient king sword who was like trying to fight against like the system and all of that. And we might be able to restore it. To restore it, you need a bunch of like these crystals. You get those crystals by killing a bunch of dragons. So you have to go dragon hunting. Thank fuck I had already done this.
Does this? Yeah, you can technically do all of this without going back in time to the start, right?
Yeah, no, so here's the thing.
Like, technically, you can just activate this whole thing of event without killing the dragon and having the guy tell you, see how things went.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct. But also, I believe if you haven't done this, going back in time doesn't put you back enough that you can do this.
Yeah, fair, fair.
So if you don't have this item, going back in time doesn't do anything. You're still stuck in that loop.
No, I just meant that you don't have to technically, like, if you have done this shit, you can get the secret without, like,
Correct.
ever doing the first
Correct.
credits in the first place. Fair.
But if you haven't done this shit, you're just fucked. But yeah, if you've killed enough dragons, you go to this guy, you hand him the sword, he gives you like an upgraded version. Then same sequence plays out. You get to the dragon's back where he's monologuing, and there, while he's monologuing, don't let him keep talking. You realize you have control.
Have
You
it.
can move
Just
around
put it.
during this
Yeah,
cutscene.
hell yeah.
You kind of clamber and crawl your way down to where his chest is, and when you get closer, you'll see the sword is glowing and his chest is glowing. And
Hell
as
yeah. Stab
anyone would
him.
know, you press the button prompt that shows up, and you stab him through the chest, which fully like sends him off, like, oh, you broke it, blah. And like he finally does say though, like, all right, you're a brave person. You're choosing to see what happens outside of a loop. You're going into the unknown. Good
Breaking
luck.
the cycle.
And immediately that ghost dude shows up, like, no, 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 what are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing? And we're like, oh, we're figuring shit out. And he's all like, if you do this, you're fucked. You're dooming the world to horrible things just to find out what happens. Like, oh, you don't even know what the
Yeah.
unknown is. And he basically tries to really dissuade us, and you have a choice to be dissuaded and just fight the dragon, because he's like, oh, you killed the dragon, right? Good job, you're a king now. And we can just say no to that. And then we show up instead in a very different world
Mhm.
where everything is dark and red all the time. There is
Uh-huh.
storms brewing everywhere. It's the same map, but fully post-apocalyptic, as all of the water has dried up. In this game, you can't swim. If you even touch the water, these weird tendrils come out and attack. All of that water is gone now, and these tendrils are everywhere. And the map is now filled with EX level monsters you have never seen in the game, probably, and a couple of
Oh,
secret
yeah.
ones that are just common enemies now. They're just everywhere.
I wanna talk about the title screen thing. The
Go for
the
it.
fact that the fact that normally when you and I did look this up, there are Reddit posts of people questioning this, right? Because when you boot up the game, the title screen does not say Dragon's Dogma 2, it just says Dragon's Dogma. And there are people who have, like, back when it came out, there are Reddit post people like, why do they just say Dragon's Dogma? Why did they not do the 2? When you break the cycle and enter this new world, you get the title screen for Dragon's Dogma 2. You get the actual title screen for Dragon's Dogma 2.
Yep. And that I still think is one of the best things they've done, because this is where the true end game starts. Because by the time you get to late game, you're a demigod, everything's too powerful. Honestly, even in the end game, you kind of feel that, but things are at least stronger and it's more of a challenge, especially because you now have a limited amount of time, in game time, to beat the game, which is
Oh,
if you die and you don't have a wake stone, which are your self reses, if you die
yeah.
and don't have a wake stone, game over, you have to start from scratch.
Holy
You're on
shit.
permadeath mode the second you reach this area, firstly. Meaning, anytime you take damage, your max health is going down, so you have to keep track of that. Because, additionally, you have a limited amount of long rests you can take, after which it's done. Because essentially, the world is collapsing, reality is breaking. You have this much amount of time left. So, if you take a certain amount of long rests, it's done. You're out of time. You can't sleep now. You can just die trying. And you have to go through the whole thing. And this is my favorite segment by far. You have a little sanctuary of like people that are still alive. You have to run to each big kingdom in the map that you've helped, including the elven one if you went there. This I fucked up in my first playthrough, by the way. I had to do a bunch of extra shit to make it work. Basically, if you don't help the elves, they don't know who you are and they don't trust you when you get there during the
Yeah, why would
apocalypse.
they?
Exactly. So you have to do a bunch of other shit to get some of them to like try to come with you. If you've done their shit, they're all like, oh, it's our hero, hurry, let's
Oh my
go.
god. The fact that
And
they accounted for all of that.
And that's true for all of the kingdoms. If you did all of the kingdom specific quests, it counts. And then
Gifted miners.
you have to
Oh,
go to each of them and basically fight through hordes of monsters to secure passage for them to get out of dodge and get to the safe haven that you've created. And you basically lead this mass exodus around the entire map, saving the entire world one refugee at a time.
wild.
And all of this while trying to keep yourself and your pawns alive. And chimeras are like fucking everywhere. Minotaurs are there. There's Dulahans out in broad daylight,
Okay.
which are like a very specific high level enemy you can only see in some places at night in the base game. In
Because
my
I mean,
first playthrough, I
Dulahans, like,
never ran into a Dulahan. I got to
honestly,
this
that
post game.
feels very appropriate for a Dullahan, like for a creature based on a Dullahan, which
Yeah.
is your typical like headless horseman,
Yeah, this is just a
avatar of death
headless
types.
knight.
Yeah,
Uh,
love that.
and yeah, like we just never ran into I never ran into him the entire playthrough, and I just see what the fuck is that, and he just rolls up to me. I'm like, what the fuck, and I have to fight him. And then there's a couple of these like super boss fights as well. Like there's like a big worm thing, there's a dragon, and all of these are like covered in that weird eldritch energy. So you fight all of these things to basically break apart the things around the world to like save it from fracturing, because these are
Right.
like the anchors essentially that you're like opening up to free the world away from this cycle. You're like quite literally breaking its anchors away, and
Wild.
you're doing all of this. You're saving all of these people. At the very end, Super Dragon shows up, who's literally just like, "This is how it has to go.
Wait, what
I
do you mean?
am
The
the
same guy?
I believe it's the same guy, but he's kind of like fracturing through reality, or it might be the ghost route sending another reality's main dragon at us. It's one of those. I think it's the first one only though,
Wild.
and
Okay.
he's way bigger this time, and we have to fight him. It's a whole set piece where you're like climbing through his wing as it's trying to burn you alive, and you're trying to like just get to. And I was terrified during this because again, if I fall or get burnt, I am gone.
You're just gone. You
I
just lose
was
the whole fucking thing.
pausing every 2 seconds and eating consumables in this section, and I just kept going. You get to like a whole thing, and then your pawn shows up because your other pawn's on there now. Your pawn shows up and basically like does a whole thing like, listen, thanks for everything. I gotta do this. And
Oh,
they turn into like a weird Icar like dragon of their own to help stop this one and get killed in the process. But there
oh,
is a secret here that makes it so they
oh my!
don't die. Remember the thing at
How
the
many
start of this
layers?
rant when I said, oh, a cool thing at the end of combats, they do fist bumps?
Yeah.
There is a hidden affection stat in this game.
What?
Every time you fist pump them, give them a gift or an item, it adds to it. Every time you ignore a fist bump or, you know, character
I
collision happens, you push past them to go somewhere, or you pick them up and throw them somewhere, or you have to kill them because of
what?
dragon sickness. That all
No.
reduces the affection.
They fully just did. Oh my god.
If you have been kind to your pawn your entire journey, because you've been adventuring with this person, right?
How many
If you've been
layers?
kind to them this entire journey, when they turn into this dragon and they help fight, they're losing control, and then they look at you and remember who you are, and they calm down and turn back into
Power of
themselves.
friendship.
You can power of friendship and save your pawn. They come back to you. And
Layers.
and then you go
Like
basically
Pokemon. Kind of like Pokemon in some ways.
sure. And then you go beat the thing, you free the world from this, and then there's a whole post cutscene thing that plays where it shows everyone who you managed to help and what they're doing now. And it's
Oh,
insane. Because if
I
you
love
didn't help
that.
someone, it just shows a desolate landscape there.
That's lovely.
But yeah, if you save your pawn, they get their own little cutscene because they're like just there now. Because I'm forgetting, but I believe you have to kill yourself as well with the dragon. Basically, if the Arisen and Dragon both are just gone from this reality, the cycle's
Yeah, then
broken.
the cycle's broken. Yeah, makes sense.
Uh, but essentially, like, you help free them and all of that, and then it shows you like stats like who were you the nicest to in your playthrough. It could be some random NPC that you like gave a couple items to because you were an asshole to everyone else. Uh,
I
and the way it tracks your stats, it tells you at the end of the game everything it was tracking, and you're like, what the fuck? There was a stat for fist bumps done. And I was just sitting there like, what?
and question: they do not give you these stats if you roll the credits the first way,
I don't
like
know.
without getting to the main. Like,
I don't
yeah,
know. I never did it, right?
you never did it. Okay, fair enough.
I've only finished one playthrough of Dragon's Dogma where I fought the thing, I got the credits of the throne room, and I went back and then I did the stabbing, is what I did. Because I already had the item, thankfully.
Yeah, but I mean, those were the credits, right? I'm assuming
No,
there's
I mean, post credits, the stats show up.
ah right.
Like in
Okay,
like a little, result screen almost,
right,
like
right, right.
JRPG style. Uh, but yeah, that's Dragon's Dogma 2. It's been a couple years. I am still waiting for DLC. I know it fucking exists. Capcom, release it. Because
I know.
so much shit got leaked about it. I know it
How
exists.
how can they have DLC when they've already added
There
every
no,
fucking
because
thing
here's the
into
thing.
this
Because
game?
Dragon's Dogma 1 did this. Dragon's Dogma 1 had a secret ending thing with a post game like this. And then they added DLC and made a whole Dark Arisen thing. One already did it. Everyone expects this would also get an expansion, and the rumor was something Ice Princess would happen, which is like a snow area based DLC, which I want to do. And I want to figure out what the fuck that is because I've been keeping up with like the subreddits and shit on this. Apparently, the Dragon's Dogma official YouTube page put up a bunch of videos in a playlist and then very quickly unlisted them.
Ah, ah, ha, ha.
This was like a few months ago now, so they might
I
be
love that.
prepping for something.
They might be prepping for something.
And if it's the Dragon's Dogma page, if they were doing like a collaboration with Monster Hunter or some shit, then there'd be like a trailer video. Why would there be so many videos? It
Yeah,
could be wishful thinking and copium that it's maybe just localizations or whatever the fuck. But
yeah.
because there were multiple videos, I'm hoping it's release trailer, gameplay footage, blah blah blah. And I need it to exist because after many years of playing RPGs and stuff, this was one where I finally got stuck in a RPG for this long and this heavily. Like I fully like delved into this world, and I don't remember before that what it was. Like since then I've played a couple other games which I've liked as much, but it's been a while since a game grabbed me that well because it's exactly my genre.
Uh
But
huh.
yes,
Yeah, yeah. Especially with the tentacles.
with the tentacles and the fucking secret post-game
Yeah,
world
yeah,
ending
yep.
shit. They did a berserk eclipse and didn't tell anyone about it. They just slipped that into the end of the game. My
Capcom,
only complaint
Capcom.
with that end game is that the world felt a bit sparse, which I'm sure is the point
That's the
because it's
point.
an
That's the
apocalypse.
point.
But I meant like just, I wish there was more of the end game, more than just like 4 super fights.
Ah,
Ah,
Capcom, give this boy what he wants. Release the DLC, Capcom.
I need the expansion. I will play the entire game again because I think I accidentally deleted my save. I'll do it anyway. I would enjoy doing it more cleanly this time.
Okay. And that brings us to
Ah,
a wrap
thank
for
you for coming to my TAN talk. I've talked for a while there. I'm sorry.
for a while. Let's have you talk just one thing more. Tan, what is our lesson for this week?
The lesson is if you make a game this good, make sure it has an expansion.
I disagree. Stop releasing DLCs for your games. I have been a
I
cease.
also
I am
agree
at
with that. Fuck.
shut up. I have been a cease. I am at less yearning on all platforms. Um, Catch me here on Pantsless every alternate week from this. God Killer Kismet is coming out. I'm in like half of those episodes. Yeah.
Hell yeah. Also, I do agree with the producer. DLC should be free. Like what Monster Hunter does. Capcom, learn from your own fucking game. You release 20 updates for a game you've made for free. Do the same here. Anyway, I meant expansions as in like give us more of the good. Anyway, I am Tan or Tanfighter. You can find me at Tanfighter or Blue Sky, Tanfighter117 on Instagram. I yap on this podcast. I do actual plays on Pantsless tables and other places. I do voice acting work. And if you need to someone for any of those three things, you know where to look. I have talked a
Probably
lot.
like look at your computer and you're playing some RPG. That's where they should look.
Yeah.
Yeah, see you next time, everyone. Bye bye.
Bye bye.